If you're just joining us, we've got breaking news tonight in the 12th day of the search for that convicted killer who has escaped the local prison in Chester County, Pennsylvania. We've got some pretty phenomenal images right now, 25 miles north of that command center in that area where he had been spotted, last week at the end of the week, the Long Meadow or Longwood Gardens. We're 25 miles north of that now, and just in the last few hours, another tip came in. It was actually a trooper in the area of a sighting, a possible sighting. So what you're seeing on your screen right now is our live camera. We scrambled to the location. We just arrived there. And as Evan Lambert's been reporting live, literally these flashlights and these lights and these canines have all been sort of emerging out of the fog behind him in this giant field off to the left of that roadway. The assets have been coming and going along this roadway as well. It's hard to tell sometimes who they are and what they are, but we do know that as of Friday last week, there were upwards of 400 law enforcement that had flooded this zone. And then over the weekend, they were expecting a lot more federal assets, too. So it's entirely possible there's some maybe National Guard and other federal assets that have come in here as well. And we're trying to make out who's who in the darkness. But, man, is it creepy. They just sort of come out of the darkness and in the fog on this, late 10:30 Eastern, late night search with the last minute tip. I want to bring in somebody who knows a lot about what's happening in this field right now. John Muffler is the man who once oversaw the U.S. Marshals that are hunting this guy, Danelo Cavalcante, right now. John's a former Assistant Chief Deputy U.S. Marshal of the Eastern District of Pennsylvania, too, and he owns a security consulting company. Boy, are you the perfect booking for right now, John. I guess you take over the narration of what we just landed upon and this latest tip and tell me what you're seeing.
Yeah, obviously it's pitch black there, and when you're interviewing your reporter on scene and you see the lights in the woods from the officers, as soon as that light goes the other direction, it's nothing but pitch black. So this is why he had the advantage and has the advantage at nighttime. He just disappears. It's complete blackness. He could be, and I've said this before, 10 feet from them, but they wouldn't know it. That's how dark it is. And you have that brush, the tree line, and what else is in the woods there. He has the ability to hide and put himself in a better position.
Well, I hope they're really heavy with Kevlar, because we know, he's pretty handy with a knife. And God forbid, he's been through enough houses where he might have found a firearm in this part of the this part of the country. It's not
right.
It's not unusual that there'd be firearms in those second homes that he's been breaking into. Can I ask you a little bit about just this, take me through, as we watch these live images of this latest tip and this latest search, there was a lot that happened this weekend. He's caught on Ring doorbell cams at some former colleagues of his that he hasn't talked to in a long time. And he's showing up clean shaven with fresh, clothes, and he looks like an entirely different person. My guess is that he's probably not going to wear the lime green hoodie for very long. So what are they looking for now that they know they're looking for so many different looks?
Yeah, well, now we know what he looks like, and that may change if he's still running in a couple days with some hair growth. But now we know what he looks like. That's on social media. As your reporter is saying, the scanner nerds, you have the social media influence. People know what he looks like. So it was only new until we found out, and now we know what he looks like. So that information is out there and is being utilized by everybody.
So the other concern is what we had exclusively off the top of this program information from a source close to the investigation that his family is an all cash business, and so if he was able to make any kind of contact with that family, any members of that family, he could have had access to a big pile of cash. I know you and I looked at the backpack that was pretty laden down last week, but if he's got cash, that's king, isn't it? I mean, he can do a lot with cash that won't leave a trail.
That's right. But my guess is that he didn't get that opportunity. Maybe if that was something that he was planning to do, I don't think he had that opportunity because he had access. Well, he had a van, and only because it ran out of gas did he abandon it. And so by that very nature, we know that he didn't have money to put into the gas tank. He didn't have a stolen credit card to use, and maybe he got from somewhere else. So he could have, if he had that with him, he would still be driving. And this is a different case at that point. So we know he abandoned it.
Okay,
He's been seen in the area. Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.